Telemarketing in-house is sometimes the logical option. It seems like the easiest option, and often people think it's the cheapest option. But again, it's one of those things that you have to think about in a little bit more detail. So let's take cost first. So, you've got X pounds an hour for doing it in-house based on a salary, and obviously you have to add NI and all the other things, auto-enrollment, other costs of office space and what have you there, versus perceived a higher cost for an agency. But if you look at that in a bit more detail, very regularly I speak to customers, and one of the first questions I ask them is, your in-house guys, out of interest, how many calls an hour are they doing? Or how many calls a day? Often I hear, well, it's 30, 40, 50 calls a day. Well, the reality is there's a number of reasons why that is. First, it's often the internal systems, CRM and otherwise, aren't geared up with workflow for good telemarketing, good, effective and quick telemarketing. In other words, things are not all on one page. They have to search for things here and there. To find the priority calls, they have to do a bit more digging. With our system, it's all on one page. As a consequence, we're going to be doing 80, 100, 120, 140 in some cases calls a day. So we could be doing 3 and 4 times the number of calls. The second thing is that when people are doing their calling, they often get distracted in-house. With out-house or agency telemarketing, they're completely focused on the calls. So they don't get distracted, it doesn't become disjointed, and it's completely targeted to the people and the callbacks and the opportunities that deliver the appointments. The other thing is, and it's often left kind of behind, people don't really think about it, is account management. How many skills for telemarketing success and account management do you have in-house? It may be something you don't really think about, but if you're the person that's supposed to be responsible for it, do you get distracted? Do you have other tasks? With agencies, your account manager is directly focused on your campaign to make it work. There are a number of other factors as well, but the key thing is it's not always a simple equation, just saying cost and control. In other words, we've got the control of the telemarketers in-house and we pay a lower cost versus an agency. It's much more complicated than that, and often a lot of big companies use external resource because they recognize those problems and they want to get the best bang for buck.